I hope you are well and safe at your places. So, this is our second video of the chapter The Enemy from Vistas, which we started yesterday. So, first of all, we'll be doing the reading. After that, we'll come to the conclusion of the paragraphs which we have read, and then we'll move to the difficult words. Okay, so let's begin with the reading. Clouds were rising from the ocean now. The unexpected warmth of the past few days had at night drawn heavy fog from the cold waves. Sadao watched mist hide outline of little island near the shore and then come creeping up the beach below the house. Wreathing around the pines, in a few minutes fog would be wrapped about the house too. Then he would go into the room where Hannah, his wife, would be waiting for him with the two children. But at this time the door opened and she looked out. A dark blue woolen haori. Haori means a loose outer garment which is worn over kimono. And what is kimono? It's a traditional Japanese dress. Over her kimono, she came to him affectionately and put her arm through his as he stood, smiled, and said nothing. He had met Hannah in America, but he had waited to fall in love with her until he was sure she was Japanese. His father would never have received her unless she had been pure in her race. He wondered often whom he would have married if he had not met Hannah, and by what luck he had found her in the most casual way. By chance, literally, at an American professor's house. The professor and his wife had been kind people anxious to do something for their few foreign students, and the students, though bored, had accepted this kindness. Sadao had often told Hannah how nearly he had not gone to Professor Harley's house that night. The rooms the rooms were so small, the food so bad, the professor's wife so voluble. But he had gone and there he had found Hannah, a new student, and had felt he would love her if it were at all possible. Now he felt her hand on his arm and was aware of the pleasure it gave him, even though they had been married years enough to have the two children. For they had not married heedlessly in America. They had finished their work at school and had come home to Japan. And when his father had seen her, the marriage had been arranged in the old Japanese way. This we already have discussed. Although Sadao and Hannah had talked everything over beforehand, they were perfectly happy. She laid her cheek against his arm. It was at this moment that both of them saw something black come out of the mist. It was a man. He was flung up out of the ocean. Flung, it seemed, to his feet by a breaker. He staggered a few steps, his body outlined against the mist, his arm above his head. Then he curried mist hid him again. Who is that? Hannah cried. She dropped Sadao's arm and they both leaned over the railing of the veranda. Now they saw him again. The man was on his hands and knees crawling. Then they fall on his face and lie there. So now we have studied till page number 26. Now come to the conclusion of this. As we have understood from the reading that how Sadao met Hannah, they were both studying there in America, and when he fell in love with Hannah, but he also wanted to check whether she was a pure Japanese or not. When he came to know this thing, he started following his heart. And then later, all the things were done traditionally, his marriage, and later they had two children. All right. So now in this, we are supposed to mark few difficult words, and these difficult words are: number one is infinite. Infinite means limitless. Pains means great trouble. Concern here means anxiety. It means with Anxiety, concern here means anxiety, and concern also means something related to. Perfecting here means making flawless. Render means cause to be, to make a particular cause. Abroad, abroad means the lands which are not in our country or a particular country, that is foreign lands. Also, there are some word like unexpected. Unexpected means unforeseen, that is sudden. There is another word, mist. Mist means fog, which usually comes in winter at our place. Creeping. Creeping means like crawling. The reptiles, what reptiles do. Reptiles do crawl. Wreathing. Wreathing means coiling, something turning up and up and up. Then another word, kimono, which we have discussed. It is a kind of Japanese dress. Affectionately means with love. Race means uh, something particular nationally. Yeah. Casual means something which happens just by chance. Casual, happening by chance. Anxious means very eager. It is different from the word we have discussed about concerns. It is anxious. It means eagerness. Voluble. Voluble means talkative. Voluble means talkative. The another word is heedlessly. Heedlessly means thoughtlessly, without any thoughts. So these are the words which are difficult in these two pages which we have discussed. So we'll continue the story in our next video, and I request all of you to read the story by your own as well. It will help you a lot. Be safe and utilize your time. Thank you. Have a nice day.